John Lennon remembered that night as if it had been a bad dream. He had met a girl in a bar, her gaze pulling him in as if it could swallow even his voice. She invited him to her apartment, a strange place built entirely of dark wood, with a sickly sweet smell of burnt resin. "Isn't it good Norwegian wood?" she said with a smile that looked more like a grimace. John stepped inside. There were no chairs, no ordinary furniture, just a worn rug in the middle of the room, and empty wine bottles scattered around. He sat on the floor, uneasy, while she studied him as though weighing every one of his gestures. Their conversation stretched until dawn. The woman laughed at things that made no sense, at phrases he didn't even recall saying. At last she stood up, stared at him and whispered, "It's time for bed." John searched for a place to lie down and ended up in the bathtub, wrapped in a chill that didn't come from water but from the walls themselves. He closed his eyes, and the creaking of the wood lulled him like a murmur. When he awoke, the woman was gone. The house was silent. And yet, he didn't feel alone. Something was behind the walls. He decided to light a fire to chase away the darkness, tearing a piece of the wall and sparking it with his lighter. The flames rose too quickly, unnaturally so. Smoke filled the room, and then he saw it. The grain of the wood wasn't natural. It was faces, dozens of faces, mouths frozen in eternal screams trapped within the timber, as if they had been absorbed by the house. One of the faces resembled the woman. Another, an old friend from Liverpool who had died years earlier. And as the fire roared, John understood the cruel joke. The house wasn't built from ordinary Norwegian wood. It was made of souls, consumed and bound into the walls forever. The last reflection he saw in the flames was his own, distorted, carving itself slowly into the burning surface, as if the house were claiming him. When the police came to investigate the fire, no body was found. Only charred beams, one of which bore the faint outline of a smiling face among the ashes. Subscribe for more suspense stories.